Hello everyone, this is Persephone, and recently I got into a very big argument with a subreddit called r Cam Girl Problems because I talked to several jokes of a femdom goddess there, and they told me that I'm stupid for actually blocking subs and actually having preferences. They said you're supposed to be an actress. Adult acting is still acting and you're just throwing money out of the window. So of course, first of all, I'm not piss poor like these people who are being forced to accept everyone and anyone. And second, because my prices are quite high, even my OnlyFans alone is $30, I think that you deserve the best and the real experience. And being real is the same as being nice. So the same way we cannot be nice to everyone unless we are fake and we are total doormats, we cannot be a good match with everyone. But because I really want to make femdom great again and I'm really sick of the stigma, today we're going to discuss several sub-training examples. All the examples are real, from my real training, and things that maybe sometimes someone says them with good intentions, but from my eyes and my perspective and the perspective of other women, it doesn't really give you a good look. If you find yourself engaging in any of these behaviors, or maybe you have done it in the past, it's totally okay. You can change and you can stop doing them right now because it's creepy. No further intro, we dive right in. Behavior number 1. Being this kind of person that you have absolutely no preferences, aka you message me and you say, Goddess, I want to serve you, and I ask this person, okay, what are you into, to see if we actually have things in common that we are both into, and then he says, anything you want, Goddess. For me personally, this is such an extreme turn off. I know that there are many women, that's why one reason they call me stupid, and they're the ones who are stupid, is that they told me, oh wow, but this person just give you the right to do anything you want, and you just pick the bare minimum and do the bare minimum and take their money. Yeah, that's true, you can do that. But that takes away all the fun from me. Like, if I want someone just passively laying there, I can get a sex doll. Even a sex android would be more interactive. So because I have said many times on YouTube that I don't like that and no one cares, I usually tell them, oh wow, so do you really want to serve me? Are you really going to do what I'm into? Like, yeah, I got this, just anything, just say it and I'm going to do it. I'm like, okay, CBT until your balls get so bruised and swollen that you will have to call off sick to work the next day and you won't be able to walk. Are you into that? By the way, I'm actually into that, but it's not necessarily my first preference. So when they hear that, they're like, oh no, I didn't mean that, Goddess. Sorry. Well, you asked for it, and if this was real life, you'd be in a lot of trouble. So you say anything I want, but you think something like, oh, you're so sexy, let me control your twinsies. I don't want to control your twinsies. So I'm just saying that being a sub, there is this misconception that if you're submissive, you are this creature that has no boundaries, that has no preferences, that has no sense of self. That's a huge turnoff. Don't do that. You have the right to your own preferences, and personally, I do and I like many different things, so you can just be honest with what you like, and I see which ones of the things you do like I'm also into, and we can find common ground. And in my case, I think it's even easier because if you see my videos on many vids, or if you see the things that I post here, you can get a pretty good idea of many things that I'm into. So you don't have to come there and over promise and then pretty much not under deliver nothing. Many of these guys actually ghost me. Take some time to think of your preferences. Behavior number 2. Wanting to randomly move in with me. I'm a kinky person, but kidnapping fetish, not my thing. Being a missing person, not my thing. Having no privacy, being stalked, being raped, being killed, not my thing. Now you're going to say, but Goddess, I just want to move in with you. I'm not one of these guys. Good for you. I suggest now getting out of the cave like a good boy, putting on big boy pants, and going to watch the news anywhere in the world, doesn't matter where you are, and you're going to see stories of women getting killed literally every 30 seconds, or getting kidnapped, or being found in a suitcase, or not being found at all. Maybe they're rotting inside cement in some construction site. I don't want to sound too morbid, but I just want to explain to you that reality for women is very different than reality for men. We don't just move in with random men. And while, like I said, as a kinky person, I'm very happy to entertain the fantasy if you pay me. Like, for example, say, oh, I'm the naughty girl who moved in next door, or I'm your goddess and I decided to just get you drunk and lock you into my basement and then rent you as a CC to BBC News. We can do a lot of stuff, but that's one thing, that's fantasy. And actually messaging me and wanting to move in with me is, how should I say it? Pathetic and insane? Is that too hard? Like, please have some common sense. First of all, personally, my biggest dream and my biggest happiness is not having to live with people out of extreme childhood abuse. But even if that wasn't the case and I wanted to live with someone, it would definitely not be someone that, first of all, I just met. Second, they have to pay me to tolerate them. And third, I don't know them for a very long time, basically years. So when you just invite yourself to move in with random women, you don't look like a good sub. You look like a creep. I would say focus on being the best sub you can be, on building an organic relationship, like genuinely wanting to serve, genuinely trying your best to do your femdom tasks, genuinely providing for the goddess or for the girlfriend. And if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. In general, trying to force things, it doesn't really end up well. And that's why I see so many men who are actually getting scammed by women who take their money and then ghost them. And I don't want that for you. Like I said, unlike those sad creatures on our cam girl problems or our femdom, I do the real femdom, which means I have to look out for both myself and for you as a sub. And I'm telling you, whoever promises you that they're just going to move in with you if you just wire them $1,000 on Kasab, it's a scam. I know life is hard, but that's how it is. We have to be honest here. Behavior number 3. This is a guy that I blocked today, and you can just say he's kind of the inspiration for this video. So there is this loser that he's in a vanilla marriage, like so many people, and he's constantly talking shit about his wife. My wife is so boring, my wife thinks I'm dominant, my wife likes vanilla sex, and deep down I'm craving a mistress that is going to force feed me BBC until it comes out of the other side, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine, it's your fantasy. I don't like your marriage, but I'm not a marriage counselor, so that's that. So then today he's actually texting me, and I haven't seen him in months, so I thought maybe he found a real femdom mistress, maybe he divorced, maybe he died, who knows. And then he's like, I like to talk to you about something, I don't even remember what bullshit it was. And then he started giving very passive aggressive one-word answers. Like I asked him, are you here often? That happened on Night Flare, that clown conversation. Oh, not much. What do you like doing here nowadays? Oh, not a lot. Have you ever thought of finding a real life mistress so you can leave me alone? Maybe. Some people do. I don't know. Then I told him, like, what's the point of this? Why are you messaging me? And then he's like, oh, I'm not passive aggressive. My wife is sitting right next to me. Apart from the yikes aspect, I mean, some people are into that, but I'm not into this type of cheating, of completely faking an identity. I'm not a cheater apologist. You're going to say that this is hypocritical given the fact that 70% of your audience are cheaters, but I have to say that I understand that there are people in various situations and that not all cheaters are equal. So it's different to cheat because, let's say, you have been together for 252 years and your wife doesn't even want to touch you or see your 3 inches. And it's different to have completely faked an identity and your wife thinks you are a strictly heterosexual, strictly vanilla, strictly dominant man when I see real you. Like, for me, that's a turn off. I don't like deceiving and faking. But okay, again, we're trying to stretch our boundaries here, which I shouldn't be doing. So she's next to you and you can't text me, then why are you texting me? And then he gave me even more attitude and he said, I'm going to message you later. I don't like where this is going. Oh no, my little friend. Little in many ways. You are not going to message me. Night Flare pays me 66 cents per text message. I wouldn't tolerate you even for $6 per message. Like, bye-bye. And so many people call me crazy. I'm sorry I repeat that. I'm kind of triggered. But why do I have to put up with this for 66 cents? Like, I don't. People who are so desperate for 66 cents, please take this guy and he's king. I don't know what to say. I don't want to turn my job that I like into something disgusting and a constant turn off. Like, the same category, subcategory of guys who do that is guys that I message, they message me, I don't message first, and they're like, what are you into? I tell them. They can sit, but I tell them. Sometimes people cannot read. Then I ask them, what are you into? Oh, a little bit of everything. That's not an answer. I'm going to tell you, if we met on a normal social occasion and I asked you, what kind of music do you listen to? And they say, whatever is on the radio. What is your favorite food? And you say, whatever my mom cooks. What is your favorite date? And he says, whatever my girlfriend asks. I don't have NPC or drone fetish either. You have to have preferences. Again, we go back to that. And there are guys who say, I have no idea what fandom is. I just saw your profile and you have big boobs and I message you. Please don't. I mean, there are so many exceptional beautiful women who don't do femdom. Why are you occupying my time when you don't know what femdom is and you don't like to try? I mean, I have met some people who tried it and really liked it, but usually they think it's creepy and a turn off. So again, there is a lot of slut shaming and sexual shaming towards me. Like, oh, you're pretty. Why are you into this weird stuff? And it's like always a guy with 3 inches who says that stuff, as if I wasn't on normal stuff, you would be able to do them. But that's a topic for a different video. So anyway, I just say every relationship, for me at least, including femdom, is a real relationship. So if you're not going to text me in a polite, enthusiastic way, interested to know me or interested to talk to me, then don't text. Don't start like that. Don't take your misplaced anger about your super failed marriage into other people, because you know what is the problem in life? When people do that to me, I always tell them, I started recently to tell them this. You can try to do whatever you want to me. You can try to assault me, you can try to kill me, you can try to threaten me, you can try to send nudes to my family, all of these things, like people have threatened to do them or tried to do them to various degrees. But be prepared for the consequences. Because you can be doing all of that crap, and then when I retaliate, you cry and you play the victim. And I'm talking about grown men crying. Because the shit that I'm going to do to you, they may be disproportionate too, because I have misplaced anger too. Everyone does, I think, especially people who come from abusive backgrounds. So maybe that day, it's a super bad day, and you're going to try to do something, and then I'm going to find your family, and I'm going to send your 2 inches femdom information to your grandma, and she's going to get a heart attack, and then I'm going to have that on my conscience. You know what I'm saying? Of course, all of this is just an example. I don't support victimization, stalking, or violence, but I'm just saying, like, I'm so tired of seeing grown-ass men who cannot take responsibility for your actions. And I have to say, for a lot of Americans, I'm really sorry, this Western culture that you have has ruined you. The average American guy thinks that he's entitled to a girlfriend just because he exists. He's entitled to sexting, even though he's rude, even though he's a loser, because he's paying 66 cents. It's not. No one will tolerate you. Maybe someone who's financially impoverished will, but even they will hate you. Even they will talk shit behind your back. So it's up to you if you want to be this person or if you want to be a positive and high quality sub. Like I said, you can change. Another example is a lot of people who cannot really understand how authentic human relationships work. Like, for example, I had another recent, very, very disappointing interaction with someone. They used to be my sub, they became too clingy, we parted ways, and now after years, they wanted to try again. For me, I'm just going to tell you something about boundaries now. I tell people, I have an item on many vids that is $50 for 30 minutes of sexting or texting or whatever you want it to be. That is very popular. People buy it almost every day. So I told this person that that's what I offer when it comes to interacting with me. You can take it or not. There is also a lot of like much cheaper things that you can get. They said they wanted it, but they wanted to pay with Amazon gift cards. That's fine. I can use like this type of payment just fine too. I buy a lot of stuff from Amazon. So we do it one time. Everything goes well. Then they say, I'm going to message you next month. So thanks for your time. Okay, fine. I'll be there next month. And then the next day, they just send me a $10 gift card out of nowhere. Like, why are you doing this? And if you say, wow, you're such a bitch, like people sending you gifts just for you existing online, basically offering nothing to society, this isn't just a gift to show appreciation. This comes with strings attached that I have to message you back and we have to both go back and forth for $10. I found that very disrespectful and very cheap. Like, you know my prices. If they're too high for you, there are plenty of other people with lower prices who can do a great job. Go there. When I'm telling you and you're paying it once, and then the next day you want to do back and forth for $10, I don't want to do back and forth for $10. I value my time higher. And you can say you're selfish or you're a narcissist or who do you think you are. You have the right to your own opinion. You know, I have become much more tolerant to people talking behind my back. This is like such a cheap manipulation tactic. The best way to impress a woman is to not haggle, and that doesn't only include goddesses, it's also about any type of woman. Like, if you don't want a woman who has expensive taste, go for women who are more down to earth. Yes, these women probably, they're not going to wear the corsets you want, or the high heels, or the fishnets, or the wigs, or whatever, because all of that stuff costs. So you cannot expect that you're going to take the woman on a park date to get her an ice cream and then she's going to spend $200 to look sexy for you because you didn't put any effort for her. I believe that this transaction is in all relationships, and that's fine. That's how the world works. I have no problem with it. So people who are saying, why is this so expensive? Why is that so expensive? Because femdom is expensive. It can be draining, it can be dangerous. All sex work is dangerous, and it takes a lot of money to look good. You have to eat healthy, you have to exercise, you have to buy stuff. It's like a lot of effort. So if you don't want it, you shouldn't feel entitled that, oh, I'm just going to do it because I feel like it. And I believe that there are a lot of subs, unfortunately, who have very misguided ideas about sexuality and attraction that I'm sharing them because I want to open your eyes. No one else is going to tell you that stuff. I believe I haven't seen any other goddess who's going to be honest with you about that stuff, especially with a name and the face. I can get myself in trouble in that. I can lose fans from that. I don't care. I believe, like I said, that if I'm your real goddess and if we do real femdom, you have to know the happy times and the upsetting times. You know both of them. So when you think that every goddess is faking, I've seen that, people saying, oh, these women are all swindlers, they just pretend, they will tell you anything you want to say. And I've heard the other extreme, people who think that I'm into anyone and anything 24/7. So I'm going to tell you the truth, in my opinion, is a somewhat gray area, which means, do I like every person I have to work with because we share some of the same kinks? Of course not. Some people are very charming, engaging, more good looking, more easy to work with, more easy to train. If they're sissy, they put a lot of work into feminization, and it's much more enjoyable working with them. Other people have less of that. People who have none of that, I block. So it's impossible. Another thing is, if you work or if you have ever worked, do you like your job every day? No, right? So I have days that I also don't like my job. The difference is that I can have the luxury to do something else that I like, to film content or to talk to regulars selectively and so on. No one is an nymphomaniac that is turned on 24/7, wanting to do anything and everything 24/7. Of course, yeah, there are swindlers in the scene. There are people who are really not into femdom at all and they will tell you anything you want to hear. But I don't think I would have lasted this long if I was a swindler. And to close this video, oh my God, we're at 17 minutes rambling. So one question that I get very often, okay, actually I'm going to say this thing and one more, is, are you real or are you a persona? This is a cute question, actually. I feel that the guys who ask that have like a pure soul or a naive soul. But first of all, I will have amazing acting skills to be talking shit online since 2017, like December 2017, that I started my channel, and to not be tired, or to not have one person making a video to call me out or leaking a video where it's real me and not the persona and so on. No, what you see is what you get. But if that wasn't the case, how many scammers have you met that you ask them, are you a scammer? And they're like, oh, how did this person get me? Yeah, I'm a scammer. I'm a Nigerian scammer. I was planning to scam you, but now that you asked me, I plan to tell you the truth. Welcome to the real world. A scammer will never ever admit they're a scammer. So to answer this amazing question once and for all, what you see is what you get. I'm real.